Today, we'll be looking at spectators in the courtroom lashing out. First up, let's not forget the time that Johnny Depp's bodyguard just burst out laughing in the middle of the court session. We now have the time a victim's dad punched a defender and the gallery went crazy. Next up, we have the time Nassar got jumped by his victim's dad in court. He honestly deserves it.
Retribution, and if you need to say something to help you, I'm more than willing to let you say something. But in a courtroom, we don't use profanity. But if you have some words that you would like to say, I would like to give you the opportunity to say them.
I would ask you to, as part of this sentencing, to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon. Would you do that? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Would you give me 1 minute?
You know that I can't do that. That's not how I was.
Well, I'm going to have to get something on.
Now we have the time the court crowd starts laughing at Matt Gaetz.
Or Volume 2 of the Mueller Report, or anything conceivably,
Mr. Chairman,
or anything conceivably within the ambit of this hearing, or the notice of this hearing, the witness may or may not reply at his or her discretion.
I'm happy to respond, Congressman. When I wrote that report, I thought that it was an issue that needed attention. It was not at the beginning of the Obama administration something that I think did get sufficient attention. There clearly is a changed circumstance. We are in 2019 now. There is clearly a humanitarian problem on the southern border that needs to be addressed. What you will not find in that article is any mention of a wall as a response to that challenge, nor any encouragement of the use of emergency authorities to solve it.
I understand that, but you recognize the crisis, you recognize that it's worse, and I acknowledge that the wall may be something that divides us, but reforming our asylum laws, ensuring that we've got the supplemental appropriation in place to make sure people aren't dying on our border, and reducing the terror you write about is a lot more important than hearing from people that know nothing about the Mueller report, prepared to give us lessons on the Mueller report.
The time of the gentleman has expired.
Mr. Chairman,
Coming up, we have the time a victim's dad pounced on her killer during his court sentence.
As part of the hearing, Van Terry, the father of one of Madison's victims, steps up to the podium to make a victim impact statement. Mr. Terry's now just a few feet away from the man who so brutally took the life of his daughter, Sherelda.
Right now, I guess we're supposed to, in our hearts, forgive this clown who's touched our families, taken my child.
He's looking directly at Madison.
Here's what a judge had to say after his last gallery's outburst.
This is not a spectator. This is not for entertainment. If I hear another outburst from the gallery like I heard last time, I will remove you from the courtroom, but you're going to be going through that door because I will hold you in contempt. I will not hesitate to do it. I don't care who you are or what your status is. Decorum needs to be maintained in this courtroom. I can control you all. Mr. Sander, you think you may be doing good for your case, but I can guarantee you are probably not. You need to keep quiet. Let's bring the jury back in.
Next up, we have the court gallery's reaction to the arrest of Cameron Wilson. Next up, we have the time a defendant's mother was being disrespectful towards the victim's family in court.
You can go too. Whoever can sit here at a tragic moment like this and laugh and smile when somebody has lost a family member, this is a court of law. You cannot come down to the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice and act any way you want to act.
That's the defendant's mother, Donna Casal.
Because if you don't know how to act, you can go to jail. Ma'am, you are being taken into custody for criminal contempt. Your disruptive and disrespectful behavior disrupted today's proceedings, and you, ma'am, are going to the Wayne County Jail for 93 days for direct criminal contempt. Anybody else want to go? Try it.
Now, we have a clip from a courtroom where the crowd got into a fight.
The man approaching the fight in the orange jumpsuit is Shane Bird, the defendant. After a few minutes, his wife, Ingrid Bird, is removed from the scene and order's restored. But the incident is far from over, as Judge Leach is not happy.
Everybody that was in there, the lady with the red purse, you need to go to the jury box. Who else was involved in that fight?
I ain't got no red.
All right.
The judge is not allowing any of the participants to leave.
Red purse, I told you to come up here. Put him right there. Put him in that front row. Who else was in that? Where's my law enforcement on that?
And don't think the judge has forgotten about the defendant.
Fellow over here that got up out of the jury box. All right, Shane Bird. And who else is there? Y'all got names on everybody that was in that? You got up out of the jury box, and I told you not to when you were running over there saying that was your wife. So, everybody that was in that's getting 30 days in jail on contempt. Lady back there.
Next, we have the time a judge was so angry at the disrespectful jury that he threw a copy of the Constitution at the wall.
So can you be fair to both sides?
I think I would be biased.
You're off this jury, but you didn't say that yesterday.
It looks like the judge has taken issue with a potential juror.
Well, I said I had
No, listen, what we're not going to have in this jury is people coming in overnight and thinking up and trying to make up now so they can get out of the jury. That's not going to happen, all right? Right? Because if I find that someone said something yesterday under oath and changes it because they're trying to fabricate something to get out of serving on this jury, there's going to be repercussions.
The judge is unsatisfied and demands an explanation.
What's going on here? Tell me what's going on.
I said I had other issues yesterday, and you said you'd get back to me.
All right, so why you got issues? Why can't you're saying that you can't be fair and impartial to both sides? You're going to completely throw out our entire justice system because you don't want to be fair and impartial.
Disgusted with the juror, who happens to be a nurse, the judge throws a book, which turns out to be a pocket-sized version of the U.S. Constitution.
Thanks for watching. We hope to catch you next time right here on Talk Center.